Okay. Call to order this meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission. Attendance, Tim Payne's here.
Cindy Nordell?
Okay.
Chris Jenkins.
Okay. Who else do we have on on Zoom? Speak up now.
Jim.
Mike Madone looks like he's here. Jim's here. Anybody else? Okay, that'll establish a quorum. Review meeting agenda and the minutes. Is there any change on the agenda?
You did receive the updated one with the city attorney memo.
Okay, yeah, I do have that on
Okay.
here.
Just make sure that you got the right one.
Okay. All right, entertain a motion for the minutes.
I move that we accept the minutes and the agenda.
Okay, Jim
second.
and Mike, we can't hear you guys.
Jim will second.
Okay, there you go. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify with aye.
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 CLG subgrant.
So we did receive 2 estimates for the project that we're proposing to write a grant for funding to hire a professional service consultant to help us develop a comprehensive historic preservation plan. And I'm sent in a draft last week, and I just received comments regarding the draft, and I'll have to make those adjustments and changes and regarding their suggestions. But we will be asking for the full
course, it's the mayor.
amount. The $25,000 is the maximum we can ask for. And the project total will probably go over that, obviously, with in-kind donations that the staff provides in terms of time and effort in helping to develop historical context. And once I address those comments, I can email out the draft. But that does require a signature from not only the chair, but the mayor as well. And so I will get that memo sent to City Council to get that on their consent agenda for January 4th. The deadline for the grant is January 15th.
Okay.
There are requirements and then recommendations. Obviously, they recommend that we attach an estimate to the grant, as well as 3 letters of support from other outside organizations at the minimum. If we can get more, all the better.
So it's up to the applicant to do that?
I'm sorry, what was the minimum letters that they recommended?
3.
3, thank you.
I already asked the Fremont County Heritage Commission yesterday at their meeting. They motioned and approved writing a letter. So I sent out a draft letter to them this morning. There was other representatives of other organizations at that meeting. They expressed an interest, but I'm sure they have to go to their board for that approval. If you have any suggestions.
Call from SRC.
Any other suggestions for community organizations that would be willing to write us a letter of support? Let me know. I can reach out to them. We'll probably try to get those as soon as possible.
Lisa, do they have to be nonprofits?
I don't believe so, no.
So someone like the St. Cloud or Unbridled?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Anything else on that, Lisa?
Nope.
Okay. Nomination application fee, we talked about this at the last meeting.
Yes, so I think you wanted me to look for more, what other or what other CLGs were charging for submission to their application. Florence CLG does charge $25 for their application fee, non-refundable. And Pueblo, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, it's $150 non-refundable. So in order to cover the cost of filing, if the nomination were to be approved first by the commission and then city council, filing that ordinance with the county would be, I think, $13 for the first page, which an ordinance, depending on how many properties would be listed, I don't think would be more than a page. And then the other aspect of this that we might want to think about is the public notice that needs to be published in the paper, in the newspaper, and the cost of that. And I can't remember, was that?
It's about $33, $35.
Yeah.
So what would cover this, like 50, 60 bucks or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
With a possibility it could go up. Depends on the pages
Yeah, and
and
you
stuff.
can, you can change the application, or the application fee at any point if you realize that there's more costs in terms of filing. I know some communities, some CLGs charge more for application for a historic district versus one site or building.
So do we want to go on a per application basis, or do you want to set something like $100, or what's everybody's feelings?
I feel like we should just, set a number. I think it should be less than 100, but
Yeah,
Are we going to take applications for more than one property that would require more than one filing?
That would be, if they're all together, like a historic district, is that what you mean?
Well, you mentioned if there's more than one property. I mean, if somebody's got,
It's,
if there's,
you would think
I guess
per
if there's
application.
a site and you've got maybe 3 buildings on it, is it going to be one filing?
That would be one
and
application
one-page
form.
filing?
If
Yeah,
it's
I'm
one,
talking about registering with the county though, filing with the county.
no, that should be just one.
Just one?
Yeah. If it's one nomination,
It's one form.
application, then, yeah, it should only be one page, one filing. That,
Okay.
yeah.
Lisa, is there any time where somebody would have to file multiple things at the one time? In other words, what Rick is saying is kind of, if there's 3 properties on one, you would just be one application.
Yeah, one application.
Would there be another time where you would submit more than one application for an individual person, maybe multiple properties around the city?
So then that would be, yeah, that would be per application or submission of application. So if they're submitting an application for one property and another application for a different property, I would think it'd be per application
Yeah,
received.
okay. So there wouldn't be a
Yep.
discount for multiple, there wouldn't really be a need for a discount for multiple applications.
I don't think we,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Because we still have to submit,
Yeah, no, you're right,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think for a building or for a site, you probably want that one fee. But
Yeah.
if,
yeah.
I think we should, if we're going to get applications or submissions for historic districts, might want to take that on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we want to handle this? Just to go by case now and just tell people that there's going to be a
Yeah.
application fee?
I think for the site and building, we should have one application fee, and I don't know, $50 or $60, pleasure of the commission.
Okay. You know, I think that's a good idea too. That way they know up front. They can read that and say, okay, we're going to have this kind of a fee. And that's pretty nominal.
Yeah.
Does that work for everybody else? Jim, Mike?
Yeah, $50 sounds fine. Jim,
That sounds good to me.
Okay. Do we want to just go with direction with that, or do we need a motion to say we're going to go with 60?
I think a motion would be good, just so we've got it on record.
I think you're right. So I'll entertain a motion that we'll go $60 on the application fee.
I move that we set the fee at $60 for an application fee.
So 60, not 50, 60.
60.
60.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on this? All in favor signify with aye.
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 Okay,
Jim,
thank you, gentlemen. Lady. Move on to city attorney memo on public hearings.
I sent that out as well. I want to make sure that everybody got it, a copy of that. And if you have any questions regarding that, so the procedures of the public hearing is a quasi judicial. And the city attorney laid out in the memo what that all means and entails and the responsibility of the commission. If anybody had questions regarding that, we could ask the city attorney to attend one of our meetings.
it all seems pretty straightforward.
Yep.
This is Jim. Pretty standard, what you would expect to see. Unless somebody has specific questions or issues, I don't see any reason to burn their time.
Okay, Ryan?
Yeah, and just one housekeeping item for the commission. Memos from the city attorney are privileged documents. They cannot be shared. Only the city council has the ability to waive that privilege. So just in your seats as commissioners, please keep that in mind.
Which makes sense.
Do we need them to leave them? No.
Oops, that's not.
Okay, anything else on the city memo for public hearings? I agree with Jim. I think it's pretty straightforward, but I've conducted a lot of public hearings, so
I'm sure you have.
it seemed okay to me. All right, schedule a special public hearing.
So, yeah, I want to apologize both to the commission and to Danny Tezak for not getting the notice of the public hearing regarding his application to nominate it, published in the newspaper in a timely fashion. I will make sure for the next time and for future public hearings that a notice does get published in the newspaper. So in regards to that, we can, the commission can decide to schedule a special public hearing. It doesn't have to be during their normal regular meetings in January, or the January 27th. So the earliest that the commission could decide on hearing that nomination would be January 4th. So that will give us enough time to get the notice to the newspaper for publishing. It has to be published at least once 15 days prior.
Okay.
Or longer. And we need to make sure that a public notice gets posted on the building itself.
All right, and January 4th is a Monday. Okay. What time are you looking at? 4 o'clock in the afternoon again?
I think that's open. The next 4 o'clock time slot would be the 7th, I believe, on Thursday.
The 4th sounds fine. That would be the earliest we could do it, and as long as it's been delayed, it would be good to show the courtesy to the applicant to get it as soon as we could.
Yep.
Okay, so let's set the public hearing for January 4th at 4 o'clock. So I guess this isn't my last meeting.
We're going to keep you on. I'll make sure that gets out. Probably tonight or tomorrow.
All right, so that's set. Announcements and upcoming events.
One of the upcoming events that I keep getting emails about is in regards to the Saving Places 2021 conference, which will be a virtual online conference this year, February 10th through the 12th. We do have an opportunity, I think I mentioned this in the past, to apply for a scholarship to reimburse us for the expense of registering for the conference. There's a bulk rate for 5 registrations for $75, or per person's $115. We have 3 people already interested in wanting to sign up. The attendees do not have to do it live. They can watch at least 3 sessions of the conference at a later date. So it doesn't have to be at the time of February 10th, 11th, or 12th. So there's some leeway there. But if you're interested in attending, I need to know probably pretty soon. Application is, for the scholarship is January 29th. The early bird registration, which I just mentioned, the 115 and the 475, is good till January 1st.
Okay. Anything else?
There are some upcoming webinars and workshops that they're going to be doing through the CLG training portal. So if you're interested on any of those in the next year, the next one's going to be mainly for staff who's registered for Compass for CLG. That's on January 20th at noon. The next one will be February 17th, cultural landscapes designation, setting, and context. And then on March 10th will be another design review critique. And I did the one that they did a couple weeks ago. Homework. there's homework involved on that one, but it was interesting and it was very informative. Especially dealing with more recent remodelings, I should say 1950s remodelings of buildings.
When you
Okay.
say that, what do you mean? That they talked about?
So it was actually the webinar, I think they do probably change for this next time. You might be able to review a recording of the one that they did the last couple of weeks on the CLG training portal. It's a case study, and each participant reviews the application for basically a new design or a change to a historic structure. And would you accept the application as presented, what questions you would have in regards to that. So this one, and this particular one, was a case scenario on a building that was updating their front facade from it was an older building, I think probably built in the 1920s. The facade had been remodeled previously in the 1950s, and they were planning on wanting to do a more updated facade. So meeting criteria and the standards for design review. Not the second one might not be that same case scenario.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Lisa?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the city for the gift baskets. That was fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
Super nice.
Didn't last long, but
All right, move on to public comments. Do we have anybody from the public? Hearing none, next meeting time, January 27th at 4 o'clock, except for the
Special.
public hearing on January 4th. Anybody else have anything for the group? Jim, Mike, got anything?
Hey, Lisa, is there anything that we need to do for this special hearing? Anything in preparation?
No, I will, actually, I sent out the packet, the applications to you. I shouldn't have done that. So make sure that you don't discuss the application form prior to the public hearing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. With no further business coming before the commission, we are adjourned.